School dropout statistics can really be frightening. About 19% of Houston high school students will not graduate.
And studies show that 85% of African-American dropouts will be in jail before they turn 25. Well, tonight, In Focus reporter Ted Oberg looks at a former pro athlete running a Southeast Houston charter school.
And he's doing everything he can to give young men one more chance to stay in school. Ted?
You know, guys, this gentleman that's running this charter school could have done a lot of things. He chose to come here and engage in this program. Roynell Young had a great NFL career in Philadelphia for 9 years, but as he ended his playing days, his ideas were not so much about football, but about the classroom. He came to Houston 2 decades ago, and for the last 12 years has run a charter school, a middle school for young men who need one more chance. This year, he's adding the 9th grade and vows to make sure these men graduate high school and contribute. After school one recent afternoon, Sean McLemore was still in a Provision classroom.
Just going around cleaning up the school.
This is punishment, detention for him, but he doesn't seem too angry about it.
Unlike the other schools, if you don't do right, they're not going to care. This school, here, they care.
McLemore is a freshman at Provision, an all-boys charter school in Southeast Houston. He is finding success here after being kicked out of 4 schools for behavior problems. It started with his pre-K program.
It has to work here because as many schools as I've been to, this school will be my last chances. Pretty much all on the line.
Provision is Roynell Young's vision.
Everyone needs to know that they matter. And so no one escapes my awareness.
20 years ago, after a 9-year all-pro career with the Philadelphia Eagles, Young moved to Houston and started working with young men, not as a retired football star.
It's like ancient history to these young men.
But just as a guy on a Southwest Houston basketball court who cared enough to listen to their stories. That grew into this.
Now, who knows a little bit about Poison Oak?
A brand new 16-acre campus for 147 boys from 5th to 9th grade. Most had discipline problems at HISD. 95% of them come from families below the poverty level. It's an open enrollment charter school. Anyone can apply, but every one of the students has to tell Young, in their own words, why they deserve one of his chairs.
What that does is begin to shift the responsibility of educating myself squarely on me.
What needs to happen right now, we need to shake hands because we're all out here having fun, right?
For a group of young men with a history of acting out, the level of respect and discipline here is overwhelming.
You can't teach over chaos.
The young men wear uniforms, there are no backpacks, no cell phones. Discipline is a one-on-one conversation in the hallways. Class change time is exceptionally quiet, and watch this.
Give me one difference. Yes, sir. Yes.
None of these young men speaks out of turn.
You can't make anyone do anything. It's not like over here at Provision, I'm the mad scientist and I have this technique of screwing the top of your head off and pouring knowledge in. It doesn't happen that way. Everyone has to take an active part in the educational process.
Provision claims 90% of its former students graduate from a high school, far better than HISD's overall rate of 81% at best. Sean McLemore now looks forward to coming to school at a class that welcomes him. Quite a change for a young man who's used to being asked to leave. Is there any doubt in your mind that you're going to get a high school diploma?
No, sir.
Provision, which only offers 9th grade this year, will add a high school grade every year for the next 3 to complete the high school. In addition to regular classroom teaching, Provision has a manhood development academy on Saturdays and job programs through the summer. Tomorrow, we'll hear directly from the new man in charge of getting Houston's dropout rate down. Terry Greer vows to cut the dropout rate nearly in half by next year. That's tomorrow at 6. In Focus, Ted Oberg, 13 Eyewitness News.